Most people don't fail because they lack discipline. They fail because they are waiting to feel disciplined. They wake up and immediately check their internal weather. They lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, asking silent questions to their own biological state. Do I feel motivated today? Do I feel inspired? Do I feel ready? And when the answer is no, and let's be honest, the answer is almost always no, they wait. They wait for a surge of energy that never arrives. They wait for a sign from the universe that looks like a burst of dopamine. Stoicism looks at this behavior and calls it exactly what it is: childish. Not because your feelings don't matter, not because the Stoics were cold, unfeeling statues, but because they understood a fundamental truth of the human condition. Feelings were never, ever meant to lead. Modern life has trained you to be an emotional slave. It has convinced you that your vibe is the ultimate authority. If you feel good, you act. If you feel tired, you stop. If you feel unmotivated, you postpone your greatness until a hypothetical Monday that never comes. This creates a dangerous, life-shattering illusion, the idea that discipline is a mood. The Stoics saw this trap centuries ago. They understood something deeply uncomfortable. Your emotions are unreliable narrators. They are the weather of the mind, constantly shifting, volatile, and governed by things as trivial as what you ate for dinner or how much blue light you inhaled before bed. And if you put these shifting winds in charge of your life, you will live reactively. You will be a leaf in a hurricane, convinced you are finding yourself, while you are actually just being blown around by your own impulses. You will not live deliberately. You will merely exist until you expire. The real problem is not a lack of willpower. You have willpower. You just use it all up fighting your own feelings. The real problem is misplaced authority. You gave command of your actions to the most unstable, most primitive part of your mind. You gave the keys of the kingdom to a child. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth during his time, wrote this while ruling an empire under the weight of plague and war. If it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. He didn't write that because he was a tyrant. He wrote it to himself. He understood the hierarchy of the soul. Reason leads, action follows, emotion adapts later. When you flip that hierarchy, when you let emotion lead, you break the machine. You become a high-potential ghost who never actually executes. Think about the reality of Marcus Aurelius. He did not wake up in a silk-lined palace feeling inspired to go to work. He woke up sick. He woke up exhausted. He was surrounded by war, by a plague that was devouring his people, and by betrayal from those he trusted most. He had every emotional reason to stay in bed, every valid reason to postpone his duties, but he governed. He wrote his meditations in a tent on the front lines of a brutal war, not because he felt like it, but because duty does not negotiate with mood. Stoic discipline is not about having a hustle mindset. It's about having a duty mindset. The emperor understood that his feelings were a secondary concern. His role was to be the rock that the waves break against. Stoicism teaches us this one vital shift. You act according to principle, not according to emotion. Motivation is optional. It is a luxury. If it shows up, great, use it. But discipline is structural. It is the steel beam in the building. It doesn't care if it's raining or sunny. It just holds the weight. When you stop asking, "How do I feel?" and start asking, "What is required?" you become dangerous. You become ungovernable. Now we build the system. To reach the level of the Stoic sage, you must adopt the 5 non-negotiables of Stoic discipline. Pay attention to the 5th one. It is the secret of the elite. Without it, your discipline will always be brittle. Non-negotiable number 1, the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, the slave-turned-philosopher, taught us that the beginning of freedom is knowing what is yours and what is not. Your feelings, they are not fully yours. They are biological responses. But your actions are entirely yours. Stop trying to control how you feel. It is a waste of energy. Instead, act in spite of how you feel. This is the ultimate act of defiance against your own weakness. You are the master of the movement of your limbs, not the chemistry of your blood. Act there. Non-negotiable number 2, the removal of the narrative. Stoics remove the emotional storytelling from reality. Most people don't just feel tired, they tell a story about it. I'm tired. This is too hard. I'm burnt out. I'm not cut out for this. The Stoic says, I feel fatigue. This is the task. That's it. No drama, no adjectives, just the raw data of the moment. Clarity kills resistance. When you remove the victim narrative, you find that the work itself is never as heavy as the thoughts about the work. Non-negotiable number 3, identity over emotion. You don't act because you're motivated. You act because of who you are. A disciplined person executes, period. It's not a choice, it's a standard. When your identity is tied to your discipline, skipping a workout or missing a deadline isn't just a break, it's a betrayal of the self. You must value your word to yourself more than you value your own comfort. Non-negotiable number 4, voluntary discomfort. The Stoics didn't just wait for life to get hard, they trained for it. They took cold baths, they fasted, they walked in the rain without a coat. Not to suffer, but to prove to their own minds that comfort is a liar. When you practice being uncomfortable on purpose, you become ungovernable by comfort. You stop fearing the bad weather of your mind because you've already survived the storm. Discomfort becomes a familiar friend, not a terrifying monster. Non-negotiable number 5, amor fati, the love of fate. This is the anchor. Most people resist reality. They complain about the fatigue, the obstacles, the bad luck. The Stoic embraces it. Amor fati means not just enduring the struggle, but loving it. Loving the fact that the path is hard, because the hardness is what forges the soul. When you stop wishing things were easier and start being glad they are difficult, you win. The negotiator in your head has nothing to say to a man who enjoys the struggle. This is the point of no return. This is where discipline becomes your default state. You don't need motivation. Motivation is for amateurs. You need alignment. You need to align your reason with your actions and let the emotions scream in the back seat.
When action becomes identity, discipline becomes automatic, and eventually a strange thing happens. The emotions begin to follow. You find joy in the effort. You find peace in the structure. That is Stoicism. That is the blueprint. Stop checking the weather. Go to work. If this message shifted your perspective, subscribe to Inner Discipline. Like the video if you are done being a slave to your moods. Inner Discipline.